Hi guys. So I'm off today. Thank the Lord. I'm sweating. It's hot out. I'm on the back porch, but I was being guided to take my trusty dusty here and get some kind of message. So curious to see what that's going to be. My Morgellons breakout was flared up, but it's starting to go away, but I could still see it, so I apologize for my appearance, but it is what it is. So, okay, let's see what we got. Breeze is blowing. And I feel like there's a message in that too. Okay. Oh, look at that. Job. And we're going to go to Trusty Dusty chapter 7, because if anybody knows good old Jen, the anti-Jen, that's my number. So, okay. Job chapter 7. Hang on. Is there not an appointed time to man upon earth? Are not his days also like the days of an hireling? As a servant earnestly desireth the shadow, and as an hireling looketh for the reward of his work, so am I made to possess months of vanity, and wearisome nights are appointed to me. When I lie down, I say, when shall I arise, and the night be gone? And I am full of tossings to and fro unto the dawning of the day. My flesh is clothed with worms and clods of dust. Oh my God. My skin is broken and become loathsome. Wow. My days are swifter than a weaver's shuttle, and are spent without hope. Oh, remember that my life is wind. What? Mine eye shall no more see good. The eye of him that hath seen me shall see me no more. Thine eyes are upon me, and I am not. As the cloud is consumed and vanisheth away, so he that goeth down to the grave shall come up no more. He shall return no more to his house, neither shall his place know him any more. Therefore I will not refrain my mouth. I will speak in the anguish of my spirit. I will complain in the bitterness of my soul. Am I a sea or a whale that thou settest a watch over me? When I say, my bed shall comfort me, my couch shall ease my complaint, then thou scarest me with dreams, and terrifiest me through visions, so that my soul chooseth strangling and death rather than my life. I loathe it. I would not live alway. Let me alone, for my days are vanity. What is man, that thou shouldest magnify him, and that thou shouldest set thine heart upon him, and that thou shouldest visit him every morning, and try him every moment? How long wilt thou not depart from me, nor let me alone, till I swallow down my spittle? I have sinned. What shall I do unto thee, O thou preserver of men? Why hast thou set me as a mark against thee, so that I am a burden to myself? And why dost thou not pardon my transgression, and take away mine iniquity? For now shall I sleep in the dust, and thou shalt seek me in the morning, but I shall not be. See what I mean? Pardon my French, but I can't make this shit up. I literally just commented about the wind, and then we hear about the wind. This is exactly the way I feel about going to my stupid minimum wage job, clocking in every day, spending my time and energy to make money to afford to sustain my life and my cat's life. And I'm so against it. And I feel like such a hypocrite every single day that I go to work, because I'm doing the exact thing that I speak against. And it drives me insane. I tried for 3 years, as some of you know, homeless and fighting the system, and I took a loss left and right. But I was like, nope, I'm going to stand for what's true. I was the person back in 2020 that walked around publicly to public places when everyone else was afraid, and I wrote CoronaCon in marker on my face diaper. Yeah. So I was told to leave a Goodwill store. I was almost thrown out of a Greyhound bus station and kicked off the bus in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, because of my non-compliance in putting a face diaper on, which I settled the whole thing after they called, what was it, 4 uniformed officers, I believe, with little old me in my bags, who was sick and bald at the time from my Morgellons disease. And I kept saying to them as they stood there around me with their masks on and standing over me as if they were going to intimidate me, and I'm in the bus station, like, arm up on my bag, just sitting there, not bothering anybody. And I got 4 officers standing, hovering over me, masks and all. And I said, I don't really know all the fuss is for. I will happily go spend the remainder of my 6-hour layover outside. I don't mind. I'm not wearing a mask. And the manager of the station threatened to revoke my ticket, give me the money back for my ticket, which would have left me stranded and homeless in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Don't know if any of you have been there. So, all these things going on, all these pedophiles and corrupt politicians and dirty businessmen, they're all being exposed. This is what we spoke of for years, some of us who received enlightenment and visions from the Father, if you will. That's why my whole former YouTube channel even started in the first place, is because of my awakening in 2018. And I just kept getting these visions and flashes of information, and I couldn't understand any of it. And these words I had never heard before, and I started researching, and then, you know, the rabbit holes and all that. And then you start to connect the dots, and fast forward 5 years, hey, everything some of us called and predicted is absolutely happening now. And all we tried to do while we took a beating and got canceled, hacked, shut down, this, that, and the other, lose, is we tried to warn all of you and give you a heads up, and took the mocking and you're crazy and you're a conspiracy theorist and blah, blah, blah. No, I'm going to say for the record, on the record, and so that it'll translate through digital media throughout all space and time, I am not a conspiracy theorist. I am a conspiracy theory researcher. I study them so you don't have to. That's the way I like to put it. Saving you the time and effort, which, believe you me, it takes a lot of. And so, after my channel got hacked, I didn't come back online because I know the hours of research and effort and channeling and everything, reading energies so that I could give energy updates and all that. It took all of that to deliver those real life, unscripted, real AF videos of experience and footage and receipts and paranormal things and metaphysical things and esoteric things and conspiratorial things. I shared it all. And so the last couple of years, I kind of wallowed in the defeat of that. Like, well, I guess they won, But still, somehow, I never lost truly my faith and conviction that I know I was called to something. I can feel it with every fiber of my being. And I don't need anybody else's justification for that. I inherently know it to be true. So I stand on that. And believe me as well, at work all day when I'm serving customers and working a cash register, oh yeah, we're having little 5-minute conversations of the government and taxes and the cost of everything that's going up because, these people are the ones buying milk and eggs and bread from me, not from me, but from the company I work for. And being the middleman, though, it's heartbreaking to see these people come in and counting out their change just to get, or pet food, let's say. They'll buy the cheap generic store brand. And, oh my, my heart breaks, it just does, because these people, myself included, work very hard for the very little pittance that we get every week or month or whatever you happen to live under your forced slavery fixed income. There's so much to talk about, but anyways, that's the reading. I do feel like Job a lot of times, the character from the book of Job in the Bible. God, that's hilarious. God does work in mysterious ways. Sometimes, most of the time, that'll be just slapping you across the face with the truth to the point where you're like, oh, why didn't I see that before, But, my calling in life, I know for a fact, I don't need anyone to tell me, is not to be a cashier at a dollar store making minimum wage. But what I bring to my workplace in value can't be bought. You can't put a price tag on it. So I try to counter the fact that I have to go, clock into the beast system every day, if you will, and make that almighty dollar. But unfortunately, that's the way of the world right now. It costs money to live. It really doesn't. We've had this conversation how many times? The earth provides every single thing, everything needed to sustain human life for free, in abundance, no limit. And some people along the way throughout history took advantage of that and harnessed those resources and energies for their own selfish purposes. And now is the time of the book of Revelation, where it is the end, the collapse of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end. Remember that song by REM? Well, it really is. It truly is. The economy is collapsing. The society we live in is collapsing. The nations of this world are collapsing, and their governments. These systems and constructs, whether that be political, religious, they're collapsing, and it's a necessary thing. And some of us tried to forewarn, I was one of them, that this was going to happen, and it is, but that it was a necessary thing because we must break down completely the old in order to bring up, build up, rebirth the new. It's the only way. And for the rest of 2024, there will continue to be a lot more of a collapse as well as exposure of corruption and those perpetrating it. Remember, scripture also tells us that nothing that is hidden will stay hidden, that all will be revealed. And that's happening now. So you can either take part, enjoy in helping that to occur, or you can be a supporter of the truth coming to light and encourage it and share it however you can. Or you can continue to stay blind to it and repeat the same old patterns and behaviors and expect the same things. And unfortunately, that's going to come to a not so good conclusion because it's going away. For instance, this is very difficult for me to say, but my dad is 77 years old. He fought for our freedom back in Vietnam. He served our Navy, and he served the United States government postal service for 30-some years. This man put his life on the line so that we could have freedom. I'm very grateful to have the dad that I have. My grandfather also fought for this country in the Army, though, and was present on D-Day in World War II. So I come from a long line of true, actual warriors of freedom. And lo and behold, their descendant is one as well. I just don't put on a uniform to do it. And I don't bow to a flag. And I don't have a Master Sergeant, Sir, Massa, Sir, that I bow down to. I believe in independence and sovereignty and self-governing, which means you have self-control and discipline, moral ethics, things like that, values, honor. So I like to think that I come from good stock. And yeah, my family are immigrants. Came to this country in the last generation. My parents are the first generation Americans. And my life is living proof. And my dad, having put on a uniform and now at 77 is reduced to nothing. And then here's his daughter, the next generation, which were the slackers or the, degenerates, just anti this world. And then our children. So my sons are the Gen Zs, millennials, and I can see over time the translation of beliefs, practices, rituals, behaviors, habits, this, that, and the other. And for some of us, we're here to create new ones or lay to rest the old ones. But either way, the matrix is breaking down. The Father speaks if you'll listen in spirit. However you refer to the eternal creative force of the universe, which is God or Creator or Father or whatever you're comfortable with. So we got a message in Job today. And things are going to be heating up this year. So stay vigilant, stay aware, know the truth, stay in integrity, be true to you, love others, help others, be kind, be honest, and you got a win-win situation there. Much love, everybody.